This combined photo shows U.S. President Donald Trump and Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, who held talks in New York on Sept. 26, 2018. Kyodo, Biarritz, France. Kyodo, Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe and U.S. President Donald Trump held talks Sunday in the French town of Biarritz, with trade grabbing the spotlight as they look to close a bilateral deal in September, setting the stage for the summit. Top Japanese and U.S. negotiators on Friday broadly agreed on the outline of a trade deal in Washington after trying to formulate a structure that can benefit both economies and satisfy Trump, who has taken issue with his country's hefty trade deficit with Japan. Trump's preference for bilateral deals has threatened the viability of some multilateral arrangements. Washington's abrupt pullout in 2017 from the Trans-Pacific Partnership Free Trade Pact, which entered into force in late 2018 with 11 members following revisions, is one example. When Japan agreed about a year ago to launch negotiations for a trade deal with the United States, it was largely interpreted as a acquiescing to Trump. The meeting comes on the sidelines of a Group of 7 summit in the French resort town, where attending world leaders are faced with the reality that finding a united front may be a tall order due to rifts between the United States and other members over trade, Iran and other global issues. Under the envisaged trade deal, Japan's tariff cuts on U.S. farm products will not be deeper than those under existing frameworks such as the TPP, which also involves such countries as Australia and Canada. But Japan is unlikely to secure the elimination of U.S. tariffs on cars and auto parts it had sought in the bilateral negotiations, even as levies on many other industrial products will be scrapped, according to sources familiar with the matter. The United States has urged Japan to cut tariffs on American farm products such as beef and pork, believing the TPP has put its producers at an unfair disadvantage compared to the foreign rivals. As in the revised TPP, formerly known as the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, Japan's 38.5% tariff on U.S. beef imports will be lowered in stages to 9%, according to the sources. A final agreement with Japan may be good news for Trump heading into the 2020 presidential election, as the U.S.-China trade war has only intensified, and any potential resolution or bilateral trade deal looks unlikely to be confirmed anytime soon. Besides trade, rising tensions in the Middle East due to the United States' withdrawal from a landmark 2015 Iranian nuclear deal, and North Korea, which has undertaken a spate of short-range missile launches, most recently on Saturday, are also seen as high on the agenda of the Abe-Trump summit. The U.S. President may touch on the worsening diplomatic ties between Japan and South Korea, which we demonstrated by the recent termination of a bilateral military intelligence sharing pact that has served as a key arrangement in countering the North Korean missile threat. Abe and Trump are expected to exchange views on the Middle East, where the United States is encouraging allies, including Japan, to join its coalition to protect ships from Iranian threats in the Strait of Hormuz. Japan, which maintains friendly ties with Iran, has not clarified its stance on whether it will join the initiative. Meanwhile, Iran is struggling under U.S. sanctions reimposed by Trump. But Tokyo has continued to call for dialogue to defuse increased tensions that have come in the wake of the U.S.-Iran standoff of the nuclear accord, which was struck between Tehran and 6 major countries to curb the Middle Eastern country's nuclear program in return for lifting sanctions. Let's block ads. Why?